go ahead and finish this up because we're just about there. Actually, pretty close. So I'm going to start my server. All right. And also, okay, so now what we want to do, and this is definitely going to be something new for us. So we're going to be in our users controller. We're going to be right here. We don't want to render back. We don't want to like put this out here or render JSON params. So think about this. What we actually want to do, almost, especially depending on how we're doing this, in this case, think about it this way. We want to, first we want to create an image to Cloudinary. And then we're going to want to store the image URL from Cloudinary to our, to our model, to our DB. So we're kind of saving two things here. We're saving the image, like the image to Cloudinary, but then we're going to want to save that URL to our database. And in this particular case, that is via, via updating our user. We also might want to update other things. In this case, we do want to update other fields, like we have our name in this case. Okay. So I'm just going to slack out this code. So first of all, what I'm going to, let's just check this. So I'm going to say file. I'm going to just clear this variable called file, and this is going to be params from our lovely named file. Check and see if we have a file. If that was given to us, what we try to do, and like I said, I'm going to just slack this out. Actually, yeah, let's see how much do I want to slack out here. I'm just going to do this at file. And then I'll type it out and kind of explain it as I'm going along. So it's not, remember this, I need to change this to say file yo. File yo. Cool. So check if we have a file. If we have a file, what we're going to do is a begin. And then you can kind of see that got stubbed out. What do you think this begin rescue end thing is like? What does that kind of look like?
Like the e.prevent default or e.target our value. With the E.
Yeah, it's not.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Not quite. Well, what was it before I changed it? It was exception. So begin at the begin rescue is a little, this is kind of weird saying, but what else do we try to do where we try to do something and if something breaks, we handle it?
Try catch.
Yeah. This is like Rails, or not Rails, Ruby version of, this is how they do the try catch. So it's the same idea, just different verbiage, just different language. So we can begin, we can try to do something. And if it fails, if there's an error, we can catch this error. So what we're going to try to do is, and this is what I had out in Slack. I'm just going to copy this. This is where we actually try to save our image, or we try to save, the image, the file. Out in there. And if this does not succeed, this will throw an error, which will fix here. So I'm going to do this. So we'll just say this like image did not save. So I want to do a render JSON. We'll do errors, and this would be exception. Except, and then in the way I selected out, I just called that E. So we'll just render that, and we'll do a status. Okay, if this does successfully save, I'm going to do this. Let's do current user dot save, or sorry, current user dot image, because remember our current user has an image param. That's what we want to throw the URL. So how we get that? So if this was successfully saved, our this cloud image variable we created is going to have this secure URL, and that's going to be the URL to the image. Let's just put right here so we can see it before we do it, just so we can like see what this is. All right. Check if we have a file. Do try to. This is really this step right here. Then we have this second step. I feel like I'm missing an end. Okay. So then we have this second step, storing the image from cloud to our model, to our database. Okay, so now I need to do this. I need to do a if current user dot save. So here I'm like updating my current user image, but I haven't saved it, that value, to the database. So here I'm going to save else, and so if that was successful, we can render JSON current user. else we can gonna render some errors, but instead of E, we'll use current user dot errors dot full messages. Status 422. Now, something I need to do right here, I need to return. So if this fails, I need to, render JSON, and then I need to exit. If the image didn't save, I don't want to go try to save the user. We'll see. This one we might want to still try to save the user. I don't know. This might get a little. We might need to kind of think of some situations where, we update the name, but the email, I don't know. It's like the image didn't save, but the name does save. So we might need to think about that a little. Let's just say for now. Okay, so we're doing a lot. We tried to save our image to Cloudinary, then we get that URL, we save it to our user, then we try to save it to the database, then we finally can render JSON current user. Now, current user is not just defined. I need to do a before action here. I need to authenticate user. And this makes sense if there's like someone uploading their profile, they should be authenticated. Cool. So let's get rid of some of these comments. Exit for now. All right. So if you don't have your .env file set up, or you don't have if .env not set up correctly, this will fail. That's probably going to be the biggest reason for failure with the uploader if you don't have that set up correctly. But let's give it a go. So I can come in here. Let's just worry about the image for now. So come in and grab an image, open. Let's click update user. Status 200. Okay. Let's see what we got here. There's my data. Except my image is null. I wonder if that even, I don't even think we got in here. Like that puts, I feel like that did not hit. So something I could do here, let's put in a binding dot pry. And we could also put in a binding dot pry right here. So this will just like pause our code right here. This can be useful to see if we're actually even getting there. Because I got the 200, but I don't see this image inside of there. So I don't think it's actually trying to upload the image. update user. Yeah, I'm not hitting my pry, which makes me think I do not have a file. So what I could do is just move this binding.pry right up there before this if check. Let's click update user, trying to update with data. Cool, now I am in my pry. So now I could say file. Yeah, file is nil. What did I do? Params. Let's see here. So now my params file is nil. If I look at my params, that is no longer getting that. What happened there? We did this. Did that switch it? I'm going to exit out of here. Is that sanitizing it? What did I do? Interesting. Still good old fashioned reset. So this is a little strange because I had logged that and I was rendering the params back and it did have the file. Now it is no longer there. Okay, let's close that, update user. We're in my pry again. Let's look at params. What happened there? I'm a little confused what we changed here to make this break from that last push. I could do something like this. Let's copy this. Let's rename that. So I'm kind of just like taking it back to that state. So I just call this update image one. So it won't hit this. So it'll hit that old method we have. Because that was working. I just don't know what would be different about this. Browse, open, update user. What? Now it's not there. What did I do in my profile? Oh, wait, what? Okay. So something like I could maybe look at, this is I see it now, but let's see if we can like maybe find it in my commit. I don't know how this happened. But what I can do is I can like look at my commits through this page. Let's see if anything was changed. Where did that go? I don't know how this got deleted. Commits. That's okay. Interesting. Not sure how I deleted this, but right here, I've actually done a command X or something. So I do this new let data equals new form data, but this does not have the data dot append. File somehow that got, I don't know when that got deleted. So that would be files at 0 dot file dot file, and then we also had the name. Strange one. Okay. All right, let's see if that fixed it. Okay, so I'll refresh my browse, open an image, update it. All right, there's the file, but now I'm calling that last method. So I need to go back to my users controller. Yeah, I didn't think that would change anything. But it's pretty easy to go back. I'm going to get rid of this binding not pry for now. Let's see if it works. Trying to update. All right, there's my, that kind of took a second. There's my data. Sweet. Now my res.data, there is a URL. I could do HTTPS. Now I could go to this URL. I should be able to go to it and see it. Or I could go to Cloudinary. Let's see if that got uploaded. It's on Cloudinary. It's there. So there it is. That's that URL. I must have just copied it wrong, but that's what we're saving to our user. So if I do a refresh on this now, see, there's the image URL. So I could do something like this on my profile. You know, image equals, let's just do this. Let's do an image source, do this one, src. This is going to be equal to my user dot image. Is that right? I haven't done an image for a second. Kind of blanked on how to do it, and just a plain image. It's not image, it's img. That's huge. So there's my image. Now, something I might want to do also with this is in my profile, I could just, I do have this user state. I remember I also have that set user. So I could just, if I'm successful here, instead of console.logging my response, I could set user to be res.data. And that should do that. So I could also do something like this. User.image and render that. Don't have an image, I could say. So if I log in and register with like a new user who doesn't have an image, there's no image. But let's go in and update it. Should we do that's that one? Update user. I might want to do some like UI because this might take a second. So I might want like a spinner on that, but now we do have an image. And now if I refresh, it grabs that image. And there it is. So that is now saved to my server. Well, it's saved on Cloudinary as the image, but then it's also saved in my database as the URL. Cool. Questions with that?
Can you go back to your profile page?
Yeah.
I just missed a little bit of that last part.
And I'll Slack out my profile page again.
Can you also send the user's controller?
Yeah. So I'd say there's still some, we're still not saving the name. We're not, like if I typed into name in the database or in that form, it's not really getting saved. I need to do something like this, either sanitize it or do current user.name, cool params at name, but that's probably, we'll do like a sanitizer, but let's do that later. For now, I'd say just try to get it so you can update a user image. Or that image, update that image attribute on your user. But there is one working example. It's not the only way to do it. We'll probably look at some other ways, but this should be enough to get you started on that, on your portfolio projects, on your profile, updating your profile image. Now, this is only going to work on updating. It's not going to, like, it's not going to work if you're creating a new user, like registering a user and then upload it there, which is probably not the best UX anyway. I think you probably want to wait until you've created your user to allow them to upload an image. I think when it comes to registering, you just want to keep it as simple as you can. Give me your email and password. Unless you need like a name or something for some reason. and then you have them do it. But then you'll give them the option in their profile to go update all the other fields. Cool. But now you know how to store actual images or allow users of your app. It's not even so it's not your images that you're adding. It's going to be the users of your app can now upload an image of their own, and you can save that to Cloudinary, save the URL in your database, and then display it in the UI. Cool. Well, that is it for me. I will do a git add and I'll push this up as well. That I'll also push that up to that image upload branch. Why do I need to, what happened here? Something weird happened with my git. Not quite sure what I did. How do I, oh my gosh. Did I not save anything? Anyway, I'll figure this out and push this up.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, you can take off for lunch, come back at 2:10.
Sounds good. See you guys then.
Cool. Well, have a good lunch and see you in a few.